Hello, and welcome to Species Media. I'm Simran.
And I'm Zoe, and today we will be discussing The Sixth Extinction by Elizabeth Kolbert.
This eye-opening book guides us through the history of the 5 major extinctions as well as the incoming mass devastation of the planet.
And this extinction
is us. She asks us, what does it really mean to be human?
Let's start from the top, shall we?
We are introduced to El Valle, Central Panama, where a crisis occurred around 2004. The chytrid fungi disrupted the environment of the Panamanian golden frog,
aka
Atelopus zatiki.
Yeah, that. So,
in vernacular, we're also further pushed into big idea number 2, which states that biological systems utilize free energy and molecular building blocks to grow, to reproduce, and to maintain dynamic homeostasis.
That doesn't even help. It's barely understandable.
Like, you can do better.
I so can. Right, camera one?
Really? Let's see it.
Actually, let's go to Hannah in the field.
That's what I thought.
Action! I want a large soy milk latte, no caramel, and make sure to bring me lots of red jelly beans. Last time there was an orange and it completely ruined my day. Now go!
Hannah, we're rolling.
What? We're recording? Hello, America. Today I'm at the office of Professor Goldman, who is going to have some amazing words for us about these creatures.
Basically, these frogs have a disruption in their environment, but they aren't able to respond to them. This is causing a wipeout of the species. Obviously, this will negatively affect their habitat. This is what Big Idea 4 comes in. Back to Simran and Zoe at the studio.
So, Big Idea 4.
Oh, that. Biological systems interact, and these systems and their interactions possess complex properties.
Yeah, so since the frogs were part of the environment, they interacted and competed with other members of the community. So now the energy and the space they competed for is free and open to their competitors. There's even more food now since they have that energy, and it leads to some population growth. But those that relied on the animal that is being wiped out are now in trouble. In general terms, when a species goes extinct, the species that it used to eat grows in population, and the species that used to eat it decreases in population. Anything that happens to a species affects the entire environment. Notice that when the little boy is pushed into the pool, the entire pool is affected, and not just the area that he was pushed into.
Like this.
Disclaimer: no friends were lost in the production of this video.
Okay.
Moving on. Extinction. Extinction is when an entire group or species goes extinct.
Oh my god. Does that mean I'm going to die?
Just ignore her. Okay, so Kolbert goes on to explain how extinction is the first scientific idea that most kids learn. I mean, I guess that still stands even though kids today don't really play with dinosaurs, but I mean, they have dinosaur apps, right? There's probably a dinosaur app in there somewhere. Dino apps. The first step in your child's scientific education. Somehow, as kids, we are able to grasp the idea that dinosaurs are no longer alive. And secondly, that they were way bigger than our little toy figurines. All we see now are fossils of them and remains.
The whole idea of extinction didn't come into people's minds until the early 1800s. Before that, it was a what you see is what you get kind of deal.
Looking back, though, it's pretty nuts that nobody thought about the diversity of animals on the planet, and they rarely questioned all those mysterious fossils.
Wow. Anyways,
the author goes on to explain that when Linnaeus created his naming system, there was no distinction between the living and the dead species, because he didn't feel that there was a need for one.
this system's known as
Binomial nomenclature. But soon they discovered that there were some dead species. Those were known as the lost species, or especies perdues.
Well, enough about that.
Yeah, it's really depressing.
Let's talk about travel.
That's a good idea. Let's go to our travel guide, Mackenzie. Travel.
Today we are overviewing
The Gola de Portación.
where you can layer by layer go through almost 100 million years. This eventually helped some scientists find evidence of the asteroid that ended the Cretaceous period. This takes us back to Big Idea 1 and the studios. Happy travels!
Hello, and we are back. Big Idea 1. That's the process of evolution and that it drives the diversity and unity of life.
And the enduring understanding
Dude,
is...
let me say it.
It's my turn, though.
And we're back. Okay, so the thing with this is that we see the natural processes at work. The scientific evidence behind the origin of the world can be seen in formation.
Yeah, and actually that's it.
It's been cool.